They don't.
Hey, this is another episode of the Kaiser and Teddy play. So, uh, oh, this
You would
one
believe.
we did this one before. I actually it's one of the videos I'm editing right now.
Oh,
All right,
damn, it is.
all right. Get out a machine gun, and
Oh,
we'll just hit them with everything we got. No wait, just come to my side because there's no way they can get out. I know
yeah,
one
I
time
forgot
it
about
was
this one.
It was like the that gunfight scene in Inglorious Bastards, you know, in the basement.
Oh, yeah, the final one where they kill Hitler.
No, the one in the basement where a few of the bastards get killed. So, you know, it's like 4 seconds. It's
Oh,
just boom, 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 and then done. It was a lot like that.
he had no chance.
No chance. I'll take my own bike. Thank you very much. I'm somewhat competent. The end of the video is me driving around like a dickhead because both of the tires popped. And then I got another one, and then I crashed right into that water over there. And that's yeah, it's like a 2-minute video, I think, and none of the radio tracks would go along with it. Unfortunately, some would have been okay if I did a few more smash cuts, but yeah.
Oh,
So
I want to point this out. That just because I run a German Emperor age, you know, the Kaiser, does not mean I necessarily like German tanks.
or German anything really.
I do like helmets.
Yeah.
I like the Stahlhelm and the Big
Everyone
Hog.
likes the
I don't like
Piccolata.
them better than that. Yeah, who doesn't like a freaking spike on your helmet? That's genius.
Just looks cool.
Yeah.
Of course, once they switched to the Stahlhelm, headshot fatalities went down 100%.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, same with every other army. The whole shrapnel and whatnot.
yeah, the British actually, when they entered World War II, they were still using Napoleonic tactics. Or World War One, not
Oh,
World War II. Sorry. Yeah, they'd line up in these big formations and they'd open fire. Because
oh
prior to
god.
then, they'd only fought maybe the Indians from India or
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Afghans or the Zulus. So
Under
they didn't,
trained, under
they'd never really
supplied.
had to go up against machine guns. If
Yeah.
they were in a defensive formation, they would dig in, but by and large,
And
uh,
then the World War II one turned into a freaking defensive situation.
and they lost entire companies of guys because the Germans had just set up one machine gun and hit this massed infantry formation, and yeah,
That'd be the end of it.
and
Yeah, freaking brutal. A lot of those guys, a lot of those generals in World War One should have been shot.
they were fighting fighting with tactics used against uh, you know people who were fighting uh, prehistoric, or not pre but medieval warfare essentially.
Yeah,
So let's do another
they
one
were
on this
using the
video.
same. Yeah, that sounds good.
Let's
That was
because
actually
this
pretty
is
smooth.
really short. Do you
Uh,
want to try a Titan of a job?
I do like a Titan of a job. It's
Alright,
fun.
we're gonna get killed. Or at least I'm gonna get killed. I don't know if you're gonna get killed, but I'm gonna get killed. Um, and
I like.
we were actually talking about this in a video that I may or may not upload. We were talking about Tiger tanks, and we really don't like Tiger tanks. Uh,
Yeah,
they're just they broke down too much. There's only one left in the world because they
that
just
says all you need to really know about a freaking Tiger
you know
tank.
There's one left that runs. There's another one that I think is being restored, and may be able to run. And then there's a bunch of others that just can't be. So most of the
Meanwhile,
Tiger tanks
Shermans
that you
are-
see in movies are just T-34s that have been dressed up
Yeah.
like Tigers. And the easiest way to tell is by looking at the wheels, and by looking at
Oh,
the
yeah.
body, because the turret will be almost equal to the sides of the body. And that, of course, was not the case.
If anybody ever... There's been a lot of hate for this one.
But yeah, the Tigers were not. They were
not
definitely deadly, but
when they worked, but it wasn't very often that they worked. And it was very rare that they were ever even ran into.
on the Western Front, the
East
Germans
on the Western Front.
the Germans spammed the hell out of the Russians with Tigers. But the myth that a Sherman could not go toe-to-toe with a Tiger is false, because by the time Tigers were being used on the Western Front, all three of them that got sent over there,
We had friggin' 100 Shermans.
yeah. And then, of course, there's
And
the
The guys in those
the-
Shermans were seasoned,
By-
veterans.
by late 1944, which is actually when the majority of the Tiger sightings were occurring, they had these things called Easy 8 Shermans, which is what Fury is in Fury, and they had thicker armor and a bigger gun than a standard Sherman.
Yeah.
So
Put a
there's
telephone pole on the front, and Germans think maybe it's a 90 millimeter.
and so the myth that Shermans weren't good tanks is in fact a myth. They were great tanks, and they were never designed for anti-tank use. They were designed for anti-infantry use,
Anti-personnel.
and they excelled at that. And then when they put bigger guns and thicker armor on them, they excelled at that too. These are, they used them even into the 70s and 80s. In the movie The Big Red One, all of the Sherman tanks in that movie were active duty Israeli tanks.
Yeah. Same with Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah. Actually, the reason
Except for
they
maybe
filmed
Oddball's tank.
the reason they filmed in Yugoslavia at the time was because they were the only nation with a sizable force of Shermans.
So they were okay with them holding a friggin' gramophone
Yeah,
horn onto the side of a Sherman.
they probably did
That's
that
pretty cool.
themselves. I mean,
Yeah, I'd buy that. But
have you ever seen the movie Tank? With, what's his name? He played Jim Rockford. Anyway, he buys a Sherman and sticks a tape deck and a megaphone on it.
or a record player.
Yeah, no, it was just a tape deck and then a megaphone and it's
Oh, I
it's
thought
actually,
in the movie that it was implied
well,
it was a.
in the movie Tank, which came out years afterwards. They did something
Oh,
else.
I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I thought we were talking about Killing Heroes.
Nope, not this time. But yeah, but yeah, go see Kelly's Heroes if you can, because it's a neat movie. You might not like that a Sherman kills 2 Tiger tanks.
Yeah,
So-
single Sherman.
Yeah. But again, the Shermans could face the Tigers at ranges up to and including 700 yards. And people bag on Fury, the movie, but they talk about historical inaccuracies. But the only inaccuracy I really saw was at the that I saw. So there's probably stuff that other people saw I didn't see, but the only thing that I really had a problem with was that at the end, the crew of Fury doesn't have enough ammunition for their hand weapons. And these are guys, 4 of the 5 of these guys have fought from North Africa, so they're very, very experienced in,
Yeah.
and they fight on foot all the time. And, they would have cut off the stocks of those Thompsons and used that space to store extra mats.
Oh yeah.
And that's just so. And they had a bigger, more reverence for Fury than I really thought was necessary, because this was at least their 3rd or 4th tank chronologically.
Right. But I could kind of see why they would grow to love their tanks, because the only thing standing between them and
the Almighty.
Same with like B-17
Yeah.
and whatnot.
But yeah, they would have started off in an M3 Lee or Grant tank. They would have, by the time they left North Africa, they would have been given a Sherman to fight through Italy, depending on, or Sicily and Italy, and then they probably would have had another Sherman for Normandy, perhaps a DD tank or something of the like, or something like, and then they would have gotten Fury, which the Easy 8s weren't introduced until late 1944, just a few months before the events of Fury take place.
Right.
So, but they
I look at the film as, was there a tank cruise that all that stuff happened to them? Yeah, for the most part. There were
very few American crews that had to go up against the Tiger.
Yeah, it was like a conglomeration of the experiences of many tanks, kind of like the movie Enola Gay.
Yeah.
No, not Enola Gay. Memphis Belle. Sorry, wrong plane. Completely different bomber.
There's one that I was thinking of. The Longest Day and the Battle of the Bulge.
Yeah.
They conglomerated a lot of the actions and events of.
Yeah, not very many soldiers were unlucky enough to go through. I mean, a lot of them went through some
real shit. I mean, anyone in the 1st Division that was there during North Africa, anyone that was in the war from North Africa,
saw some things.
Yeah.
And some stuff, and they wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah. So. Woo! I didn't crash the plane.
Yay!
That was fun.
That was a good one.
So, yeah. I like guns.
We succeeded, and nobody died.
Yeah. Well, that was fun.
Yep.
Well, that's it for this episode. See you later. See you next time.